Welcome, boys and girls, to the end, to the last part, to the finale of God of War Ascension. We get to fight this ugly bitch as the last part of this game.
I want to know, everyone in the comments, I'm trying to figure out what her face reminds me of. Like, this reminds me of something, and I can't quite put my, like, finger or head on it, whatever
in the last video, you said it reminded you of one of your ex-girlfriends.
Well,
Let's just clarify that was a joke.
Yeah, that was a joke. Mostly.
Mostly?
I think kind of like Godzilla from the, like, 98
the
remake of that. Like the face kind of
has a little bit of that. It also reminds me of something. I can't put my finger on it. I really can't. But
I'm sure the commenters will be able
they'll totally get it. They'll totally get it for you. So now what you want to do during this last bit of the game is hit her in the face a lot. And when she does this attack, get far back and jump over the waves. Don't try to roll, don't do anything, jump. You gotta do your double jump. Also, make sure you dodge that attack. That attack's not too hard to dodge.
Spear.
Throw the spears at the bitch too, because that's gonna do some damage. If you get your spears timed perfectly, I think you could probably mess up her tentacles when they go down to the ground. I don't think I ever managed to do that. It's not essential to this fight.
You're doing a very good job of dodging all the shit here.
I try my best. She's gonna blow her breath at us. We're just gonna use electric abilities to mess her up while she's doing that. You got hit there. Not the worst thing in the world though.
No, her breath that's nasty.
It is. It's very gross. Very reminiscent. Did you get you with the oil spill thing? Grab your Orcos thing. And here's your sister.
The hot sister.
The hot sister. You like this sister very much.
Well, okay, she doesn't have creepy bugs coming out of her poop.
That's
she looks
true.
somewhat normal. And she doesn't turn into some creepy, like, tentacle Godzilla monster.
And she has a daemon following her around everywhere she goes. She pretty much owns. Like, that's pretty awesome. I'll give her that.
I'd hit that. I'd tap that shit.
So for this girl, I recommend just spamming your electrical attack in midair. Don't do that on the ground because it's going to be a little harder. But yeah, if you can get both of them in the same attack, awesome. Otherwise, I would say focus on the big one. Don't focus on the little one too much. You're going to have a harder time killing her.
Are you also invincible in that?
You are invincible when you're in that mode, yes. So what you want to do is after you've gotten your wanting to kill the little one out of your system, focus on the big one. Because the little one, all you really got to do is dodge her and don't be hit by her. If you try to fight her and the big thing at the same time, you're gonna die. This fight killed me once because I focused on we'll just call her the hot one. I don't know her name. We'll just call her the hot one from now on. It's the last video, whatever. And yeah, so you notice we stopped focusing on her. She went away. She's like a girl. Like when you ignore her, eventually they're just gonna go away. I mean, most girls are the opposite. I think if you ignore a girl, she's gonna want to be around you more. I think, but well, it's only for a short time. You can't ignore her for too long. Otherwise, then she does go away like that. And then now we get
some of them you just want them to go.
That's true. And then when you do what I told you to do, you killed a bitch. You R1, and then the quick time events that happen here. See? Circle button popped up.
I watched you play this.
You did. You watched me play this. This is the second time you've seen this now. How do you feel?
I feel like I'm more knowledgeable now.
You know the context.
Yes.
You understand what's going on. This Dewey was buzzing my door during this fight. And
let me in, Raymond. It's fucking cold outside. God damn it!
I'm desperately trying to pay attention to the game because there's QuickTime events, and I'm trying to also buzz Dewey in.
Because he had sent me like a Skype message before I come over, like, Dewey, I'll be playing the game, so don't expect an immediate response. Buzz, 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 buzz.
We just cut our knife into her brain. We bored her in the side of the mouth. She's basically on a hook. She's a fish on a hook, the way that all fish should be, except for the living ones.
I think we've actually outfished this ocean, so we should stop doing that. Oh, she's normal again.
She is back to being a human form.
I also remember seeing this, not knowing who it was.
Oathbreaker. You bring this curse on yourself.
Yeah, well, you bring this on yourself, bitch. I love her using the eyes and just beating the shit out of her daemon, because her daemon isn't real. It's a thing of that they use is just like, fuck you. I love it. It's beautiful. And that's what our
No, not the
surroundings
hot
really are.
one.
Look, that's our real surroundings doing.
Oh.
That ocean was fake. Just like that bitch's teeth pretty soon.
Oh.
You
She's trying
are
to
not
convince us
fit
otherwise.
To be called a Spartan.
Yeah, this part's pretty awesome because we get to fight ourselves for a bit.
Everything because of you.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Can't fuck with me. I am me.
Oh, low blow.
Yeah,
Low blow.
that's our wifey right there. You can't be doing that to a man.
They were not there by chance, Kratos.
Strangled that bitch. Snapped her neck. So you don't know who that old lady was, but that old lady was in God of War 1.
Okay.
She was there when you
think
killed your family.
Want truth, but truth will only bring you pain.
Not as much as it's gonna bring you, bitch. After everything you brought me through, you got the world's ugliest titties now. Thought your sister had the world's ugliest titties? She didn't have
We're
giant.
just giving her breast
blades.
reduction surgery. That's what we're doing.
You know, she's gonna have back problems.
My death will not free you from this madness.
It may not free him, but it'll help a little bit.
It'll help a bit. It'll put his mind at ease for like a day or two.
Got a trophy.
We did it. We've broken our bond. We no longer are a slave to Ares. We can go and do whatever we want now, right?
Yep.
Looks pretty legit to me. Kratos
Kill
can go
him,
and... Well, we don't need
masturbate
to
a
go
little.
kill him. Our bond is broken.
Marry a new person.
We could. I don't know if Kratos is that kind of guy. I mean,
He's a marry once dude.
I think so. Especially after he killed his wife. You know, he feels all awful about that.
He's actually kind of killed her a couple times, like only once for real. But those bitches made him kind of kill him a couple more times. So.
Those bitches.
I would not have been strong enough to choose your path, Spartan.
Orcos,
I would have taken what my mother's offered.
I would rather live in truth.
I fear you may come to regret those words. Lord Ares still holds your bond.
This cannot be.
Before you killed them, my mother's once again made me your Oathkeeper. For you to be free, I must die by your hand.
I do not understand.
If you do not release me, my father will retain power over you, but even worse, I will live in eternal torture.
I have spilled enough innocent blood.
There is no other way, Spartan. Destroy the Oath. Kill Ares. Have your revenge. I was never the warrior my father wanted me to be. But please, all I ask, give me an honorable death.
With the death of Orcos, the blood oath to Ares was finally broken, and the painful truth rushed back to Kratos' mind. The truth of the murder he committed, the slaughter of his wife and child, the carnage forged from his relentless ambition, surfaced in perfect clarity, and became the visions that would haunt him all of his days. Now free of the Furies' madness, but still tortured by the truth of his past, Kratos left the only home he'd ever known, and set out to undo all that he had wrought.
And that's it. That is God of War Ascension.
We had to kill our friend. That's no fun.
Well,
it
was either kill our friend, or not only do we have our bond to Ares forever, but also he lives in eternal torture. You heard him, Dewey.
I guess.
So we're doing a mercy killing. Okay? It's like putting down a really sick dog. You love the dog. You don't want him to die, but you don't want to have him live in pain for the next 3 years and just be this awful thing.
And so long as he's also living in pain, you have to go and murder a bunch of innocent people for some overlord.
For some overlord, the god of pain. Kill him, and then there'll be no more pain in all the world. But you didn't play a lot of the game, did we? You only played maybe a little bit of the demo, I think. I don't think you touched the actual game once.
Nope.
But I did. I don't know if you know that. I played throughout all the game.
Oh, I assume this was Zach.
Yeah, right. But from a non hands-on perspective, I'm gonna let you go ahead and give us your thoughts.
Well, as a spectator, I enjoyed the story, and really this game made me want to play the other God of Wars, because strictly I just want to see how that all unfolds, even though I know roughly of what happens.
I may have told you once or twice a couple of things during this walkthrough.
But that's something that I definitely want to go back and play. It looked like a lot of the God of War stuff that I'd seen, at least the gameplay of it, fairly straightforward. Not that means that it's easy, but you know.
No, actually, in terms of difficulty, I would actually say this is the most difficult of all of the God of War games. Yeah, but continue. Go ahead if you got more.
I don't know. I guess I liked the mythology behind it and all that kind of stuff.
That's always been very strong.
That's a huge part of the God of War trilogy, God of War series.
Yeah.
We don't know how much more there's going to be. I'm sure I'll have more to say once you start talking about shit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start off with my complaints, because I'm very positive about this game. I just kind of want to get the complaints out of the way. First of all, it is a lot more difficult than the other God of Wars, especially the Trials of Archimedes, and it could prohibit some players. I don't think most people are going to have too much of a problem with it. It's not like it's punishingly difficult all the way through. But if you're used to playing games these days where you can just kind of breeze through it, not have too much of a challenge, this game might frustrate you a bit. So there's that. Also, I'm a little disappointed with the enemy design, and that's mainly because there were a few new enemies in this game, but more so there were a lot of old enemies, and a lot of enemies that were kind of ripped straight from God of War 3. And that includes everything from like the character models themselves to the death animations, the centaurs, the chimera battle. I mean, it is the exact same from God of War 3, and I was disappointed that they didn't give anything new as far as that's regarded. In fact, the ripping off the heads and the splitting apart the goat men, whatever they're called, I don't know, whatever, is the same exact killing animations for the skeletons in God of War 3.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a disappointment, but other than that, I'm very positive about this game. I enjoyed it pretty much all the way through, less those complaints. The combat, while a little different than God of War 3, it's completely playable. The parrying system is probably the hardest to get used to, because in older games it's just one button to parry, you just have to time it. In this game it's two buttons at the same time to parry it. So it's a little weird getting used to, but it's once you get a hang of it, it's not that difficult. And then everything else in the game is I would say fantastic as far as the combat's concerned. You're not switching weapons. In the old games, you have a bow and arrow, you have the gauntlets, you have all these. In God of War 3, whatnot. and you're always using the blades, and I kind of like that because the blades are the most fun. The blades are the most fun in every God of War game of the weapons you want to use. They do give you secondary weapons with the circle button, but those are, quick throwaway things. You can use a weapon and then it's done and you're back to using your blades. And the way that they handled the controls for that, with you still have a lot of the moves from God of War 3 with just your blades. Like they have the Cerberus gauntlets attacks on the Hades blades, the heavy attack. So I like that because I really like that attack. The story itself, I feel, was very good. A lot of people had issues with Kratos in God of War 3 because all he is this giant anger machine. He's just yelling and shouting and killing, and that's like his entire arc for the entire game, pretty much. In this game, he's a lot more relatable. You feel bad for Kratos when he walks up to his child sleeping, and you're just like, oh man, that's awful. That just what he must be feeling once that illusion goes away.
I murdered you.
Yeah, exactly. You just feel really, really bad for him, and so it made him a lot more relatable and a lot more human. And so I liked that. The Furies are really bad enemies, not like bad, but I mean like you hate them because of what they do to Kratos, just mentally. The physical stuff that they do to him isn't really that bad. They chain him up, they smack him around a bit, but that's really it. Kratos kicks their ass.
That they
but
play
right,
with him is...
the games they play with him mentally are just awful. So you really want them to die, and they do a good job of making you not like Ares as well. They don't focus on Ares too much in this game because obviously he's the big bad guy in God of War 1. But they do a great job of setting this up as a prequel. They remind you that this is all Ares' plan to begin with, and so he's the one that's responsible for everything that's led up to this. And just I like that a lot.
It's funny because you really get hammered home the fact that there's consequences for all your actions with this, and how he just started it off. Kratos started it off of, I just want to win this. I just want
to get rid of this battle. I want to kill these barbarians because they're killing all my people.
Then before you know it, all of Mount Olympus is gone, and you've murdered everyone, including your family.
And it's just in God of War 1, I felt bad for Kratos because that's where you first learn that you murdered his family and you got tricked by Kratos you got tricked by Ares, excuse me, and that's you felt bad for him there. God of War 2, you don't really feel that bad for him. Zeus betrays you or whatever, and then you're just mad at Zeus and you want to kill him, and then that carries over to God of War 3. You're still in that I want to murder people mode. You don't have a lot of emotional anything with Kratos at that point. So I like that they brought back that you can actually relate to Kratos a little bit in this game.
Obviously Kratos big badass, whatever.
Absolutely.
That's how he should always be viewed, and I don't think that it really was taken away from that in this game, that he's not this badass. But I think that having developers and just developers, period, going to that extra step to set up the story behind them. You're seeing that in more stuff. I'm going to keep on referencing it, but the Tomb Raider reboot, that's, it's not just some girl with boobs walking around shooting everything. There's a story there now, and same with this. There's no story. There's always been that story with Kratos, but you get to delve into it, and feel the feels, as the internet
You get to feel the feels?
Feel the feels.
I felt the feels at some point during this game. Especially the Trials of Archimedes. I felt some feels there. There were good feels. They weren't sad feels, but they were feels.
But it was good feels when you finished it, right?
It was. In fact, I didn't talk about this at all. Once I played Trials of Archimedes for about an hour and a half. I've said that a couple of times during this walkthrough. I was almost convulsing after I beat it. I was just like, I beat it. I can it was just so mind racking. When I finally do it, you're just like, you don't know what to feel because it's like it's just
It's over.
Yeah, exactly.
It's over.
You're just happy you never have to do it again. You don't feel like awesome. I did it. I am great. I did a great job. You feel like you've just been waterboarded, and you're just happy that it's over with, and you can continue on with your life.
That's because this game, throughout the game, you saw a lot of things stressing a second playthrough where you get a bunch of different items and all that kind of stuff. And I'm curious about that to see what those are.
Yeah, I gotta say at some point though it might be a detriment to the game where they give you the option for New Game Plus. You can start the game from the beginning with all of your moves, all of your abilities, and all of these extra abilities that you find throughout the game. But the game is just at sometimes so taxing. I'm not sure I'm the kind of player that wants to go and do that again. Now, obviously, I have other reasons. I've got a lot of games to play. BioShock Infinite is probably being played now, if not very soon. By the time this video goes up, I want these videos up quickly, obviously.
Yep.
But I've got BioShock, Dead Island, Riptide coming out, and you want me to play co-op with you in that, which I will do.
Like BIOS.
There's tons of stuff that just keeps coming my way. I don't have time to play a lot of old games. I've got a lot of things in a backlog. But still, I find times to play the games I really love, and I'm just not sure that this is going to be one of those.
Have you dabbled in the multiplayer at all?
I played the multiplayer beta. It's fun. It really is.
I saw a couple of videos on that on the interwebs.
I'm not sure that. Again, it's going to be one of those things where I'm not a multiplayer guy to begin with. But if I had some friends and they wanted to play it, then I would totally play it.
I was watching one of the videos, and they're doing all like the fancy moves that you can do and like all the different weapons that you can use in there. I'm like, I didn't realize it was multiplayer. I'm like, why the fuck isn't Raymond doing this? This stuff looks awesome. And then later I'm like, oh, it's multiplayer. Gotcha. Okay,
yeah,
now.
that's the reason. But it is fun, and if you have the game, totally check that out. And that's the end of the game. That's it. You've watched the entire credits. Don't leave just yet. Don't turn off the video.
What do you have here?
In God of War Ascension, there is a Last of Us demo. Yeah, and the demo isn't out yet. That comes out.
Aww.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The demo itself comes out in either April or May. I'm not exactly sure which. The game itself comes out in June, I believe. So,
but stay tuned. Subscribe if you're interested in The Last of Us. This is a game that Raymond's really excited about. This is a game that Zach and Tom and I'm really excited about. I am not a PS3 guy. I don't play a lot of PS3 games.
No, you don't.
But when I first got a PS3, Raymond's like, "Hey, you should play Uncharted 2." And then I'm like, "Oh my god, Naughty Dog." And when this was revealed, this is a game that I was like, "Okay, I'll take some interest in." I saw a gameplay demo at PAX, and I'm just like, "Okay, this is going to be a really fun game."
Tom has gotten to play it.
Oh, that's
so he's at PAX now, and he has gotten to play The Last of Us. And he said if it wasn't for Transistor, which is a game made from the guys who made Bastion, he said if it wasn't for that game, that would be his game. So I hope you guys stick around and watch The Last of Us and watch the rest of our videos.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys there.
That's another game we completed.